Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday, November 9th. Today's topic is just how much trouble is Travis Scott in after this AstroWorld fiasco. Now, I'm sorry to all the Travis Scott fans out there, but the short answer to this is he's pretty f***ed. Now, we try to use family-friendly or at least not family-unfriendly language on this channel, but that's really the only way to describe it. He's f***ed. Thank you, everybody, for all the subscribers the last couple of days. We're going to continue to cover this Travis Scott situation. We have new developments happening on a daily, if not hourly basis. So if you want to tune in for the next video, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. We'll cover it a few more times, and let's get started. So as y'all know, I like to start off my videos with a lawyer joke. Did you hear about the lawyer who stole the can of peaches? Well, he went to court, confessed in front of the judge. Your Honor, I'm sorry for stealing the peaches. I learned my lesson. The judge says, you know, you've been a member of the bar for many, many years. You've been in good standing. This is the first time you've ever done anything like this. So I'm going to sentence you to 1 day in jail for each peach that was in the can that you stole. So there were 4 peaches in the can. So that's 4 days that you'll have to spend in jail. The lawyer's wife stands up, says, Your Honor, he also stole a can of peas. Here's your roadmap for the video today. We're not going to rehash the facts of the case. You can go back and watch part 1, the link's in the description. First of all, we're going to talk about the absolute slew of civil lawsuits that have been filed and why that's really bad news for Travis Scott. Second, we're going to talk about the video evidence that's out there that is also really bad for Travis Scott, and that's probably coming into the civil trials. These attorneys are going to figure out a way to get it in. Third, we're going to talk about the potential criminal charges because now we have confirmation the FBI is sniffing around this case. This is all really bad news for Travis Scott, so let's talk about the lawsuits first. When I made the first video, things were still kind of in a state of flux and we weren't sure about some of the information that was floating around out there. A lot of things have since solidified and a lot of lawsuits have actually been filed. As of right now, the total count of lawsuits related to this AstroWorld tragedy against Travis Scott, Live Nation, Drake, etc. is over 30 lawsuits. Over 30, and it's only been a couple of days. I expect to see more forthcoming in the next several weeks, but as of Tuesday today, we have 30 lawsuits. So let's talk about why this is such a big deal. First of all, we're going to talk about a couple of reasons that I've seen floating around that are maybe not so relevant and people kind of reading the tea leaves the wrong way. There was one YouTube video that I saw talking about there was a $100 million lawsuit filed against Travis Scott and oh my God, that was so bad, etc., etc. Now, I know $100 million is a big eye-catching number. $100 million is a lot of money. I would love to have $100 million. But as a mentor of mine says, any jackass with $300 can file a lawsuit and you can put in any number that you can reasonably support into your damages. You can say, oh, it's a lawsuit for $100 million. That does not mean that it really is $100 million worth of damages. However, there is another fact here that is a whole lot more relevant that tells you just how much trouble Travis Scott is in. The number of lawsuits here filed by plaintiff attorneys who are in all likelihood working on contingency fee is significant. Now, I'm going to put up a list of the law firms that we know of at this time who are on the plaintiff side of these lawsuits. On this list, there are several really well-known firms who do a whole lot of plaintiff work, and a lot of it is big ticket numbers. You have probably seen some of these names in advertisements connect to really big dollar amounts. Now, let's talk about for a minute why this is relevant. Well, many of these firms work on what's called a contingency fee basis. Now, what does that mean? Well, when someone can't pay the hourly rate for a lawyer, which could run anywhere from $200 an hour to $1,000+ an hour, what some lawyers will do, and this is particularly in the personal injury space, they'll say, okay, rather than charging you an hourly fee, I will take a percentage of the ultimate recovery. Now, this usually runs somewhere in the 30 to 40% range, something like that. Why is that relevant? Well, if I'm charging you on an hourly basis, I don't really have a financial interest in assessing whether your case has a 1% chance of success or a 99% chance of success, right? However, if I'm working on a contingency fee basis, I have a very significant financial stake in determining how successful that case is likely to be. I'm fronting the costs as the attorney. If you lose, I don't get anything, and I'm out a whole bunch of attorney time, expenses, and other costs that come out of my pocket in most of these contingency fee cases. What does that mean? Lawyers who work on contingency fee cases try not to take on a lot of losing cases. They're going to sue Travis Scott, they're going to sue Drake, they're going to sue the AstroWorld concert promotion, they're going to sue Live Nation, the promoter, they're going to sue probably NRG or Harris County or whoever is the owner of the grounds. They're going to sue the company contracted to provide security. They may even sue Apple Music. The bottom line for this is that the number of prominent plaintiff attorney firms, along with the speed with which they have all attached themselves to this case, tells you that they smell blood. These are sharks and there's blood in the water, and Travis Scott is the bait. All right, so part 2 of this video, we're going to recap some of the video evidence, both from the AstroWorld show and other evidence that is already existing out there, that you can bet your bottom dollar any one of these plaintiff attorneys is going to get into the civil trial, and the jury's going to see it. So first up is an interview that Travis Scott did some time ago where he talks about he wants to see blood at his shows.
Aware, that's why I was just like, man, but when I do my shows, I be so turned, man. Like,
it's another level with Travis Scott's on stage.
Like, I'm not like the guy that got like, I had the backup dancers, I ain't got the drummers and that.
No.
I'm all about the blood. We got to turn up.
The
blood.
It's
all about rage and just like
who's bleeding on stage?
I mean, I'm not bleeding, but the fans are like
I feel you.
Giving their bodies.
So if I'm Travis Scott and I'm on trial for this AstroWorld thing, I don't particularly relish the idea of the jury seeing that video. That's not a good look. Now, next up, we've got a video of Travis Scott from a concert, and I believe it's Germany, where he's crowd surfing and there's a fan who maybe tried to take his shoe. It's not really clear the dude tried to take his shoe. Maybe it just fell off. I don't know. Who knows? But Travis Scott starts wailing on the dude, starts inciting the crowd to beat him up, and then throws him out of the show. It's, again, not a good look. Let's take a look.
Yeah! Straight from Mexico, call her Fontana. Yeah! Yeah, she smoked that! Swear to God, we go ramble. Let's go! Let's go! Into disrespect! Straight from Mexico, call her Fontana. Come here, bitch. Get that motherfucker, get him! You tried to take my shoe? You wanna be a thief? Fuck him up! 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 Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Boo! 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 Fuck his ass up!
Again, not really a good look, not a video that I want played in front of a jury if I'm Travis Scott. Let's go to the next clip where he talks about the ragers, and he wants ragers at his concert and not scared people standing by, he doesn't use that word, not scared people standing over by the side.
Everybody from the front to the back, hands up. That means all you sorry motherfuckers on the side bleacher, put your fucking hands up, man. These motherfuckers right here, they are called ragers. Y'all over there, y'all are called scared motherfuckers. You see how these motherfuckers get down right here? They get down crazy.
So now we've got 2 videos, and these are both from the AstroWorld concert. This is your trigger warning. The first video is footage of fans telling Travis Scott's staff that, quote, someone is dead, and them just flat ignoring it. And the second video is someone who appears to be dead or seriously injured being carried out of the crowd while Travis Scott floats over them on a platform of some sort and sings. Both of these, again, I would not particularly want played in front of a jury if I were Travis Scott. These are pretty damning evidence.
If that's okay with you, real quick. Take me, let's do it.
So that's your recap of the video that's available at this time. Like I said, hit the subscribe and stay tuned because we're probably going to see a lot more video coming out as people get to updating their smartphones, that kind of thing. I predict that Travis Scott is going to be absolutely skewered if he ends up in court. This dude, like I said at the beginning, this dude is f***ed. There is no other way to put it. And also, by the way, if you have seen him interviewed, a jury is probably not particularly going to like this guy. Additionally, there will be all kinds of other stuff that will be admissible at trial that the plaintiff attorneys will find a way to get in. So for example, there's a post on Reddit of Travis Scott allegedly fired his agent after the dude had an epileptic seizure because he couldn't bring an epileptic agent around or something like that. So all kinds of character evidence that probably is going to make him look really, really bad in front of the jury. And I would be worried if I were him. I would be worried. Now for our third area, we're going to talk about the criminal charges that potentially could be pending here. Now, in my first video, we briefly took a detour. Now let me clarify some things. You can be, for the same conduct, both criminally and civilly liable. Now they're held under different standards. The standards of conduct are different, the standards of proof are different, et cetera, et cetera. And think back to something like O.J. Simpson, where he was acquitted of the criminal charge, but found liable for millions and millions of dollars to the Goldman family in civil court. Now, how can that both be true? Well, number one, it's a different jury. Number two, the standards of proof are very, very different. You can be in jeopardy of both civil and criminal liability for the same conduct. Now, how is that relevant here? Well, we now have confirmation that the FBI is opening an investigation into whether any of the conduct surrounding the AstroWorld Festival was criminal. Now, why is this relevant? Two reasons. Number one, if I were the family of one of these individuals who passed, if my son or daughter had been trampled in an AstroWorld show because someone encouraged the crowd to rush the stage, I would be pretty angry and I would want to see some sort of criminal punishment for the person responsible, first of all. Second of all, criminal investigating authorities have certain magic powers of investigation that civil lawsuits don't necessarily have. So the simultaneous civil and criminal suits signal that maybe the criminal authorities will unearth some stuff that will then become relevant in the civil suit and they'll grab it and take it to the bank. So again, Travis Scott's pretty here. So before we finish, there's one more thing. I'd like to take a moment for reflection or prayer or sending thoughts or whatever it is that you want to do for this list of victims who are tragically killed in these events. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.